Thank you again for joining Proud of It podcast. It's been a while, but it is definitely time to put out a new podcast that will be even the topics that are happening right now within the world, which are involving what I'll call the darkest days of humanity, the darkest days of the earth, the darkest days of the universe. In the beginning, it said there was darkness, vast darkness, without any light. And God spoke, and there was light. And just as God spoke that there is light, and that was the brightest light that the earth, that the world, that the universe had ever seen. And just as he had spoken that, the time has now come where he has spoke again. But it's not for the light to reign anymore, but for darkness. Darkness is reigning right now in our world. It is reigning in our universe. It is reigning in our children. It is reigning in the wildlife. It is reigning in the weather. Darkness has been spoken. And at some point, God will be coming to correct the reigning darkness that has enveloped this world. And many right now are caught off guard. And I've kind of put things into perspective to understand that many have only been created. They're only being created. This generation is only being generated to bear witness to not only the darkness, but also the cataclysms that are coming to this earth. Just the other day, we've seen what was happening just a few weeks ago when a solar storm hit the earth and rained down high plasma across the entire globe. And that was just a little bubble of the sun coming out towards the earth. There's days coming, dark days coming, when it won't just be just a small plasma, but it will be flames from the sun coming towards earth and kind of just lapping it just a little bit here and then lapping it just a little bit there, just enough to cause great cataclysms, darkness. At some point, the world will go dark again. At some point, it says it in Revelations, what was in the beginning will be in the end. In the end, people didn't have computers. They didn't have all this that we have now. And they won't have it again because God is going to take it away. Through sun, through solar, through storms, through any way possible, God will take it away. And the way that this world is going, and this generation being more evil than all the previous generations, being more to provoke God to their destruction, being more disrespectful towards their parents, towards the elderly, towards children, towards adults, The darkness is reigning, and the darkest days to come are coming. They're here sometimes, and we're seeing it ramping up. Every day it's ramping up. The wars are going to be like no wars that we've ever seen. They're going to be using weapons that's never been used. There's going to be destruction that's never been seen before. It's happening in Israel right now with Gaza being completely obliterated. It's happening in Ukraine right now. They're being totally obliterated, totally undone. And this is just, we are just witnesses to these little things that will eventually, like a fire, catch fire around the world. At some point, there will be rocket shells here and there and everywhere. There will be wars upon wars upon wars. It says even in Revelations, the blood that is going to be spilt in these days will be so great that it will run off into the rivers and streams. I am telling you, there is a time coming, and people are just so blinded. God has blinded them. God blinds the wicked. He blinds this generation, this evil generation. He has blinded this generation to why he created what he is creating them for. He is creating them for destruction. He is creating them for a time like it's never been on the earth. A time when men and children and women are just having a free-for-all, just going blatantly against God and all his creations, his processes, his thoughts, his understandings. And we are standing upon the precipice of destruction. I am telling you, just as you've seen it in my other podcast, The Coming Chaos, well, this is the coming darkness that is coming to our world. A coming darkness when everything that God has created is totally going to be flipped on its end and used for the destruction of humanity. The wildlife, the weather, the sun, the moon, the stars, every aspect of what God has created will be poured out in wrath and destruction for what this evil generation is trying to accomplish, which is to totally destroy anyone from thinking about God, trying to understand God, trying to be a part of God's children. The devil knows that there is only a short amount of time, and he is going to use all the time he has. But he would never destroy the world, for he wants more and more. And that's why he's so blinded this generation to continue to marry and continue to have children and continue this wave that is coming of destruction for all these things. We look around, the children are totally rotten, the women totally rotten, the men totally rotten, not having no care, no sympathy, no understanding of God, no understanding of what is coming to this earth. God is sending warning after warning after warning to this generation, and they are not picking it up. They keep saying global warming. They don't know global warming until the sun is spewing out, not plasma, but sun bursts that are so violent and so strong that it will totally scorch certain places on this earth until it totally envelops it in fire. God has built this creation for good, but now a new word is spoken. The vials are being broken, and the time is coming when you better be ready for the darkest days. The darkest days in your future, the darkest days in humanity and beyond. The only thing that can stop what is coming is God. So you better start looking up and understanding that all this is being created for His glory. And you can be a part of His glory, or you can be a part of His destruction. Either way, it is coming. And those that continue to have these children to come into marriage, just know that you're just a testament. God is using you as a testament to His revelations. He said they will be giving in marriage and having children, and all of a sudden destruction will come upon them. And it will, because everybody's at a baseball game. Everybody's at a football game. Everybody's at school. Everybody's at a play. Everybody's at this. Everybody's at that. And nobody's in the Bible. Nobody's in the Word of God. Nobody is praying. Nobody is understanding.